Okay guys, it's been a year now. I guess it's time for a face reveal video, don't you think? Now, I know this might break the kayfabe, which is how I think you say that, but I feel it's only fair at this point. I'm not really a Snek. I mean, how would I play video games without thumbs? I am, in fact, an anime boy. And I must really thank Bamco for modeling the lead character of this game after me. Look, red hair, yellow and black motif, big hipster goggles. Of course this is me! Alright, enough of that. Let's get to sleuthing. Greetings everyone, this is the Hipster Snekmon, here with a newer Digimon title, that being Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth. For the sake of this video, I'll be playing the Complete Edition, which combined the guide and game Hacker's Memory and additional Digimon and features for footage. But I'm primarily going to focus on Hacker's Memory and continue to address it as such, since everything I say would be essentially a ditto for the opposite. Originally released into the English-speaking world in 2016, in part due to fan demand, on the PS4 and PSP, Cyber Sleuth embraces an enormous roster of possible Digimon to raise, with huge branching family trees, a robust set of colorful characters, enormous customization between Tamer and Digimon alike, tons of side content, and a fun, well, Digimon story to tell. Let's begin where we always do. Graphically, the game is fantastic. It embraces Digimon's anime-esque styling and it benefits for its time to do so. Digimon look great, and it's a nice touch they follow you around on the overworld when in digital spaces, much like how they do in Digimon World and the DS titles. And unlike some really, very deeply flawed installments of other monster game franchises, the animations actually look really good, particularly when in battle. Though Digimon can share some different attacks, they make it a point to make each Digimon's attack animations look really sharp and distinct to each. And the environments you explore are colorful and unique, oftentimes reflecting a digital projection of a realistic counterpart. Think Mega Man Battle Network and you're not too far off base. And I gotta say, the interface takes a little adjusting, but it's super simple and intuitive. The only thing that kinda threw me off is when the cursor turns red, it means you have an advantage on that Digimon that you're targeting, which to me feels like it should be blue since it indicates good and red should indicate bad, but hey, that's being super nitpicky. And sound-wise, I'm disappointed to say, but the game wasn't ever dubbed. More on that in a second. So I really can't comment on voice actors, but they seem to be fitting for each character they represent, or at least they do if you ask me. The music in the game is punchy, a high tempo for the most part. The main battle themes in particular are a high-flying rock techno fusion track that embrace that shonen action fighting genre that Digimon firmly roots itself in. The sound effects are great too, really sharp and fitting for every situation, with a few throwbacks to older titles, like using a menu cursor sound effect that's very, very similar to the earliest Digimon World titles. It's a nice mixture of excellent sound design coupled with a little bit of fan service, all in one. Gameplay-wise, if you played any of the DS Digimon titles, you might be familiar with the overall expectation. You'll be given a starter Digimon, one of 3 options, including Terriermon, Hagurumon, and Palmon, and then you can get additional party members via scan data. See, each time you encounter a Digimon in battle, you'll get a certain percentage of scan data, the amount depending on the Digimon's current growth level, up to a maximum of 200%, which was trimmed down from the DS titles and their rather insane 999%. Then, once you have 100% or more, you can convert the scan data into a new partner Digimon at set locations. 3 Digimon will make up your core team with several slots open for extra Digimon, if you can fit them in your party given their file size, and also a majorly overhauled farm island where extra Digimon can live and train while being away from the core party. This is a useful tool to bolster up reserve ranks or to accommodate the major rock-paper-scissors style mechanic that you do well to learn quickly. Digimon have 3 families, and most of them fall into one of the 3. Vaccine types, which trump virus types beat data types, and data types take advantage over vaccine types. There are also some Digimon with a neutral affinity too, so those actually don't take an advantage or disadvantage over anyone else. And on top of all that, attacks and Digimon have elemental affinities with a simple set of triangles for each. So by playing smartly, you can deal over 3 times base damage if your family and type align. So being able to digivolve, degenerate, convert, and shuffle Digimon around is key to coming up with winning strategies as your enemies change over time. Combat follows very simple and straightforward RPG combat with a strong focus on skill use to supplement the more mundane attack commands. You can also defend and use items, of course, and every now and then that's a good idea, as the game does get tougher at a pace that is going to less than subtly encourage you to grind at least a little bit. Since every time a Digimon digivolves, or changes forms, their level resets to 1. However, this isn't treated like a grindcore RPG, because not only do they keep a percentage of their stats, passive skills, and their attacks from prior forms, they will also raise the otherwise enigmatic aptitude stat, which serves as the Digimon's given level cap in that form. This even makes it quite beneficial to degenerate down to the fresh level and raising them back up again through several lines, as this will also unlock additional skills and abilities, hence the equally enigmatic ABI stat, which numbers off how many unique attacks your Digimon has access to. In short, the longer your partner is with you, the stronger they'll be versus wild Digimon of the same type. After a certain point, even if you were to degenerate your partner down to level 1 fresh Digimon, their stats and abilities could even eclipse wild Digimon in the in-training level, for example. The story progresses by way of cases, hence the Cyber Sleuth subtitle. We perform our new job working under our mysterious employer, Kyoko, who, despite her prowess as a detective in her own right, has no idea what the top 3 buttons of her blouse do. And after we lose our body to a strange Beetlejuice-colored pattern nautilus from the bowels of my nightmares attempting to attack our digital body, we become the titular sleuth in order to stop crimes caused by Digimon. Taking the fate of both real and digital worlds into our one-glove-having hands, we travel between the two worlds in our half-cyber body, as Kyoko ends up dubbing it. And here I do have to raise one complaint. Huge swaths of this game were translated by people who had no idea what they were trying to convey. For example, fairly early in the game, you're told to assist a rugged veteran detective in his line of work, and the game repeatedly tries to bring up a fictional villain from a famous line of Japanese novels. However, they translate it all so badly that they make it sound like this fictional villain was a real-world person, and was also the author of the novels that the villain debuted in? It's every bit as bizarre as it sounds. I had to actually check online to figure out who they were talking about, and that should just not happen. By and large, those levels of mistakes are very few and very far in between. The overall writing of the game is actually really consistently good on the whole, and it makes Cyber Sleuth's story a game worth seeing all the way through to the very end, and into the newly added New Game Plus mode, I might add, which is present in the Complete Edition. Not only that, you can also unlock side missions by talking to NPCs, Kyoko, or even your own Digimon. In a move I call making the farm island not crap this go around, sorry, I played a lot of Digimon World Dawn, you can make your Digimon living there either train and thus gain XP at an accelerated rate, make consumable items for you, or investigate for side cases, some of which will actually follow certain side plot threads, and others based on certain templates like, hey, I lost X, go find it for me, okay thanks. It actually adds some utility in having multiple Digimon, even those not actively in a combat capacity. It made me actually feel like I was being a proper Digimon tamer, growing alongside my Digimon both as partners and as programs. Things like your overworld, uber-elite Haxor powers grow stronger with more and higher-ranked Digimon in your party at any given time. Something that the game is weirdly quiet about, but hey, I guess it's my fault for keeping 3 primary fighters in my team and nothing else. Now, do I have complaints? Well, yes, but I've sort of touched on those already. There is a lot of grinding, maybe more than some people would be willing to undergo, especially for your ultimate and mega level Digimon. But I'll be honest, it really isn't bad. Starting every form at level 1 just means that after one battle, you leap 5 to 10 levels ahead. And since every Digimon in your team gets experience, not just those in combat, that really is a non-issue. Then there's the weird blind idiot translation that happens at parts, which is baffling, but ultimately, I think what all this means for the player is if you are a fan of Digimon and already know what to expect going in, these really won't diminish how much fun that you have with the game. However, if you weren't already a fan, it's likely that Cyber Sleuth isn't the game that'll make a believer out of you. Overall, the game is a fast-paced experience with really interesting motif, a strong emphasis on Digimon both old and new, colorful core cast of characters, a set of familiar yet effective controls, and gameplay mechanics that feel both modern and nostalgic all at once. Having complete control over how and when Digimon change forms, and which forms they'll change into is a fantastic feeling that allows for players to work towards their favorites, especially as the game boasts a roster of over 300 Digimon total, including some of the otherwise rarely seen Ultra-level Digivolutions. Though in the interest of clarifications, some things like burst modes and some DNA Digivolve forms are treated as Ultra for the sake of this game, whereas they were classified as Megas elsewhere. The RPG mechanics are robust and encourage customization and rapid adaptation to new challenges, and the story has enough turns and swerves to keep the reader engaged to the end. It's distinct among Digimon games, yet fanservice-y and safe that anyone who has any familiarity with the franchise really should pick it up for themselves. Among Digimon games released as of this writing, I'd argue that Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth Complete Edition is the very best one available. And best yet, it's really 2 games in 1. As I said, it comes complete with Hacker's Memory and all the DLC that was originally released in the game's first runs. Pick it up for yourselves, I don't think you'll be disappointed. This has been the Tamer Snek. I hope you enjoyed this more modern dive into Digimon for this installment of the Merry Month of Mon's games. If you liked it, go ahead and tap the like button so I know. For more content like this every week, you should also hit the subscribe and bell icons too. You can also leave a comment telling me your favorite Digimon partner. Mine's Gallantmon. You can also see more of me over at the Tomodachi Bros Review Podbean and YouTube Mirror, alongside my fellows like Itaku, Cog, and the Lone Ranger. To support our endeavors, there are full-length, uncensored premium episodes available only from the Podbean, and a subscribe star below specifically to aid in facilitating the growth of my channel, and much more. I hope you continue joining us as we move into this final week of Mon's games. This one has been requested quite a few times throughout the comments section, so I'm happy to finally get to crack at it. I hope you'll join me as we close the month block out, and I will see you there.